Typically, in a conventional sense, leadership is often attributed to people management and a position high up in the hierarchy. So, in your view, how could individual contributors without people management responsibilities practice open leadership in their day-to-day work?
That's very interesting and relevant question. So I maybe start with a short story. So when I came to Red Hat, I came from a position of it was probably equivalent to chief HR officer in my previous job. I changed and I came to Red Hat as individual contributor. And it was a little bit of a shock, despite the fact that I wasn't that super used to be like, senior leader. It was just 2 years in my previous job. But suddenly, I came from a position where people were listening to me by default because of the role that I had, to a situation where nobody was listening to me eventually by default, because I didn't have any managerial title, and I realized that what I need to do is to build my position through influence. And there was also a training on that in Red Hat at that time. I think that there still is, on leading change and managing change, and leading others through influence.
Yeah,
And
I was part of the creation of that
yeah, great
training.
job with that. So I took the training and I was like, okay, so how do I do that? Eventually, I realized that you can apply just the same model for when you're individual contributor as when you're a good leader, not as when you're a manager, but when you're a good leader, it doesn't really matter what's your official job title, because what you want to do is to lead by example. That works for anyone. You can
Mm.
literally do it like from any role and any position in an organization. Uh, be inclusive and transparent so that you can get people on board, and they have, they understand what you are trying to achieve, and they can eventually align and support you, and in
Mm.
achieving that, so you can gain people who in that particular project or activity that you are trying to lead just going to be the followers, because they align with your purpose, and you're being transparent so that they understand what you are trying to achieve. And again, you can do that as people manager, you can do that as individual contributor, doesn't really matter. And obviously being inclusive and making sure that people and their talents are leveraged and recognized and acknowledged.